Hey guys, and welcome to Should You Buy It, where all we do is talk a little bit about the game and whether or not we think it's worth the cost.
In this episode, we'll be playing Deep Rock Galactic, the first-person horde shooter game where your goal is to go deep inside an alien planet with your dwarven friends in order to extract valuable resources.
So the first question that we always cover in these videos is what stage of development is the game in? And in this case, Deep Rock Galactic is in full release and available both on PC and Xbox for $30.
So what exactly is Deep Rock Galactic, you might ask? Well, Deep Rock Galactic is a class-based horde game, and it has a lot of similarities with something like Left 4 Dead. You start off each game dropping into the planet in a giant drill, and upon reaching your destination deep within the planet, you are given a task to complete. These can be things such as collecting alien eggs, siphoning out oil, or just simply mining a certain resource, each of which presents a fun and unique challenge for you and your team.
However, after finishing your task, you must evacuate the planet immediately. This is where the combat in the game peaks, as you will have to race to an extraction pod within a certain period of time. But the natives of the planet are certainly not happy about it. You will find you and your fellow miners being swarmed by massive hordes of aliens. They then make it extra hard by not allowing you to extract right away, even if you make it there quickly. This is because you must wait for the payload of resources that you have gathered to arrive first, as I'm pretty sure lore-wise, the company you're all working for cares way more about the money than they do about you.
Now let's take a moment to talk about the most unique feature in the game, which to us is the classes. This builds on other horde-like games, but makes it better with this system. It offers you 4 different dwarves to play as, each of which have unique mechanics that make your mining adventure significantly easier. First off, we have probably the most popular of the dwarves, which is the Scout. The Scout is easily the best solo-capable character in a game built for a group of 4. He jumps around from place to place inside the vast cave systems quite easily, with his handy-dandy grappling hook. Not to mention, he also has the brightest light in the game. Oh, did I forget to mention that there's no light inside the planets? Yeah, you have to use flares on a cooldown in order to see, which was a pretty unique and awesome feature that we have not seen in this genre before.
Next up, we have the Gunner. The Gunner is basically just a heavy from Team Fortress 2. And he uses a massive high DPS Gatling gun. However, he is one of the 2 low mobility dwarves, and the game helps him out by giving him the ability to set up a zip line to cross vast distances in order for him and his allies to cross normally much more difficult terrain. After that, we have the Engineer. The Engineer is given 2 unique abilities. He has a couple of turrets he is able to set down, which will automatically target the enemies and begin to shoot at them. Secondly, he gets a shootable floor. And I know this sounds weird, but trust me, this thing is super useful in combination with your team. You can shoot it up high and then have a friendly scout jump up and get those resources nice and easy.
Last but certainly not least, we have the Driller. This bad boy has 2 super powerful mining drills attached to his arms. They allow him to drill right through the wall in a nice large area in order to build tunnels. These can be great as they can be used to either build a choke point for your team or used to allow you and your team to go straight to the extraction point. Secondly, he is given one of the coolest weapons in the game in the form of a flamethrower. This thing is amazing because it just torches its way through smaller aliens almost as if they were nothing.
Finally, let's take a quick moment to talk about the game's progression system. I feel this is something that a lot of games in the horde shooter genre are lacking in quite a bit. However, Deep Rock Galactic does not disappoint here. It gives you plenty of reason to want to keep leveling up your characters and complete missions in order to purchase more and more upgrades that power up your dwarves. A great example of this is being able to unlock different abilities for each class, such as summoning your own little aliens to fight for you, or just simply increasing their health and damage.
So now we're going to move on to the pros and cons section for the game. First up for the pros is that we have that the game has a really unique mechanic in the form of classes. This is something we don't really see in this genre and was a breath of fresh air for us. Secondly, we have that the game has a great progression system. You always feel like you're pushing your way towards some new upgrade or cosmetic, which gives you a great sense of accomplishment. Next, we have that the game is extremely fun in co-op. This game was 100% built with co-op in mind, which really makes it super enjoyable to play with a few friends. Finally, we have that the game has an amazing concept that hasn't really been done before. I mean, the idea of going into an alien planet as dwarves is just such a cool idea to us, and was what first drew us to this game.
Now let's move over to the cons for the game. First up, we have that the graphics weren't exactly amazing, and I understand that it's a stylized art, but for me, I really couldn't get there. Next up, we have that the game was just not very fun solo. I mean, I tried it out a few times and I just could not get into it in a solo way whatsoever. So if you're looking to play it solo, I'd steer away. Finally, we have that there are DLCs in this game, in a game that just came out, so the DLCs were already there back when they were still developing it, and to me, that just feels wrong.
So that brings us to the rating for the game, and when we rate games, we want to get 1 hour of enjoyment out of every $1 that we spend on the game. So for this game in particular, in Deep Rock Galactic, we would want to get roughly 30 hours of enjoyment out of the $30 that we spent. And after putting 24 played hours into this game, we give it 8 out of 10 potatoes.
Yeah, we definitely felt that Deep Rock Galactic is a great game overall. I wouldn't say it's for everyone, but if you're looking for a good grindy game to play with some friends, then I would look no further. As far as single player goes though, the game definitely left us wanting. We do, however, understand that this game was made for groups and not solo play, which is why we decided it was justified in giving it that 8 out of 10 rating.
Now, if you want more money-saving content, consider subscribing to our channel, where we release new videos every single week, where we spend the money so you don't have to. Make sure you guys smash that like button, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.